Chosen One, God marked, June 18th, for the chosen ones. Not just a date, an alignment, a divine marker in time, destined to interrupt the ordinary with the extraordinary. This isn't just a message, it's a calling, a spiritual alarm for those who have felt overlooked, misunderstood, hidden, or burdened. June 18th is not coming to pass as just another day. It is encoded with intention, prepared to unlock prophetic timings, release elevation, and confirm the journey of those who were handpicked by something greater than this world. For the chosen ones, June 18th has been set apart not by chance, but by design. This day has been written into the scrolls of destiny. Before we go any deeper, I invite you to watch this video till the very end, because if this message has reached you, it is not by accident. Something sacred is unfolding. Leave your warmest wishes in the comments and type 99 to mark your energetic participation in this moment of awakening. This is a chapter about wishes coming true and energizing the universe. Something big is on its way. The chosen ones have always moved differently. They've walked through seasons where nothing seemed to make sense. Doors closing, people vanishing, support systems collapsing. But all of it wasn't a curse. It was a calibration. Every detour was divine. Every delay was intentional. And now, the alignment is here. The countdown has ended. The skies are shifting. The silence is being broken. God has marked this moment for them, for you, because you endured, because you held on, because you didn't give up, even when your voice trembled and your faith was bruised. June 18th is not an invitation. It is an announcement. A spiritual siren declaring that the new season begins now. It's the activation of long-awaited blessings, a shift that pushes hidden potential into visible power. You might not have all the answers yet. You might not feel ready. But readiness was never a prerequisite for divine selection. You were chosen not because you were perfect, but because you were prepared through pain, refined in fire, whispered to in the dark, molded in the quiet. This moment will not wait for your self-doubt to settle. It will not pause for your overthinking. It is bursting through with the kind of certainty that only divine orchestration can bring. The universe, heaven, and every unseen force of good are moving in rhythm to place you where you belong. And that place isn't behind, it's ahead. You are no longer just surviving. You're rising. You are stepping into a day that has your name encrypted in light. And the world is about to see what heaven already confirmed. For the longest time, you questioned why you were set apart, why people left, why things didn't happen when you asked, why the pressure felt unbearable. But every crack in your path was a revelation, an unveiling of a deeper truth, that you were never alone, never forsaken. You were simply in preparation for the appointed hour. And that hour is now. June 18th carries an energetic pulse, unlike any other. On this day, chosen ones around the world will feel it, a stirring, a breath, a signal. Things will begin to align in rapid, almost supernatural ways. Opportunities you forgot about, prayers you whispered years ago, dreams you shelved because they felt impossible. All of them are waking up. The old cycle is closing. The gates are opening. Your energy has matured. Your heart has expanded. And your soul is finally aligned with what has been waiting for you all along. This is not a shift in season. It is a shift in identity. You are being reintroduced not to the world, but to yourself. The version of you that had to be hidden so it could be healed. The version that's been forged in private to be unveiled in public. the real you, the divine you. You may have noticed that nothing feels the same anymore. You've outgrown old environments. Conversations bore you. Mediocrity repels you. That's because you're transitioning from who you were told to be into who you were born to become. This is the discomfort before elevation, the chaos before breakthrough, the turbulence before flight. And it's no coincidence that June 18th has found you. This message, this moment, this chapter, it's tailored to your timeline. Whether you're watching this at dawn or in the deep of night, the call remains the same. Step forward. The gates are already open. You just need to walk through them. The world will try to pull you back into familiarity. But June 18th is not about going back. It's about going beyond. Beyond fear. Beyond the past. Beyond limits. This is the quantum leap you were never supposed to understand, only receive. The divine doesn't always make sense, but it always makes purpose. You are stepping into recognition, into divine partnerships, into realms of favor that were delayed, not denied. The people who mocked you will watch you be crowned. Those who walked away will hear your name in rooms they can't enter. What was once impossible is now inevitable. Why? Because God marked June 18th for the chosen ones, for you. You're not chasing anymore, you're attracting. You're not begging anymore, you're becoming. You're not hoping anymore, you're anchoring in truth. Every part of your story, especially the most painful parts, have been recalibrated into power. You're walking proof that divine timing isn't a myth, it's a map, and the map leads here, to this day, this breath, this rise. There are days that pass quietly, unnoticed by the rhythms of the universe, but then there are divine interruptions, moments that are etched into time like lightning into the sky. June 18th is that kind of day, a holy disruption, a sacred ripple in the cosmic flow. For the chosen ones, it does not simply come and go. It echoes, it confirms, it transforms. You might feel it before you see it. That inner pull, the undeniable urge to pay attention to something bigger than yourself. That's because chosen ones are wired differently. They sense alignment before it becomes visible. They feel the shift in the unseen before it manifests in the tangible. And now, the signal is strong. The timing is right. The heavens are aligned. You're not just in the moment. You are the moment. June 18th is when heaven stamps approval on what you've been building quietly. The moments you thought were insignificant are now being magnified. The seeds you sowed in tears are about to bloom in abundance. What others forgot, the universe remembered. Every silent prayer, every humble act, every step you took in faith when no one was watching, it all mattered. And now it's being brought into the light. This is not just personal breakthrough, it's collective elevation. You're not the only one feeling the call. Chosen ones across the globe are tuning in to the same vibration. It's as if an invisible trumpet has sounded, and the warriors of light are standing tall. Your pain connected you. Your endurance aligned you. Now, your purpose will reveal you. And this isn't about hype, it's about truth. Something real is shifting. This is more than motivation. This is preparation. Because when you step into what's been marked for you, you can no longer pretend to be who you used to be. You cannot shrink for the comfort of others. You cannot delay out of fear. You cannot water yourself down just to be accepted by those who never saw your worth. June 18th will feel like divine fire. It will burn off the illusions, the false identities, the stories you've told yourself to survive. But it will also illuminate your power, your calling, your next move. You'll look back and realize this was the day everything pivoted. This was the hinge moment where all that was closed began to swing wide open. Do not expect it to make sense to others. Do not seek confirmation from the same voices that once doubted you. This is your internal knowing, your divine conversation. You've been guided here, not dragged. You've walked through valleys, not wandered. You have been shaped with a purpose, and this day proves that purpose was never random. Everything you thought you lost is being restored, but in better form, better timing, better alignment. You were never being punished, you were being positioned. And while the world tried to label you forgotten, the divine labeled you preserved, protected, prepared. June 18th reveals that you are not waiting on favor. Favor was waiting on you. Don't be surprised when your energy becomes magnetic, when people begin to notice the light they once ignored. Don't be confused when offers come in. Opportunities open up, and clarity hits you like lightning. You didn't suddenly become lucky. You aligned with your season. The universe recognizes authenticity. Heaven recognizes preparation. And now, the world will recognize you. But there's a responsibility with being chosen. You must now carry yourself as the future version of you. Speak like them. Think like them. Move like them. Because the timing has caught up to your purpose. This isn't about potential anymore. It's about embodiment. The shift is not just external, it's internal. And it's irreversible. The days of settling are over. The cycles of proving yourself are done. The urge to seek validation is gone. You are not who you were a year ago, a month ago, or even a week ago. Something sacred has awakened inside you, and you can't unsee it. The veil has been lifted. The mirror is clear. You see yourself, and more importantly, you recognize yourself. That's the mark of divine timing. You don't just rise, you remember who you are. June 18th will serve as the doorway, but you must walk through it. You must believe you're worthy of the life that's calling you. You must understand that delay is no longer an option. This is your moment. It may be quiet. It may be loud. It may come in whispers or in waves, but it will come. And when it does, it won't need explanation. It will be undeniable. The people who left, that was their exit. The ones who stayed, that was your support. The pain you felt, that was your evolution. You're not broken. You're breaking through. You're not behind. You're in divine time. You're not too late. You are right on cue. June 18th reminds the universe of what was promised to you. And it reminds you to stop looking backward for answers when everything ahead is dripping in destiny. This is not a return to the old. It's a revelation of the new, the kind of new that shocks even you, the kind of breakthrough that only makes sense in hindsight. It's time to stop narrating the story of your past and start scripting the glory of your present. You were chosen for such a time as this. Your breath, your heartbeat, your existence, it's all part of the divine schedule. Your yes is the signal. Your belief is the switch. And your movement is the confirmation. More is coming, not because you begged for it, but because you became it. You aligned. You healed. You forgave. You showed up. And the divine does not overlook those who've been faithful in the dark. This is just the beginning. June 18th does not arrive as a gift you stumbled upon. It is a delivery you've been preparing for your entire life. Everything that once felt delayed or denied was not the universe turning its back on you. It was divine orchestration, putting every piece of the puzzle into place so you would be ready when the appointed time came. And now, it's here. This is the unveiling, the moment when what was hidden within you becomes impossible to ignore. The gifts, the fire, the knowing, the leadership. It's all rising now. You won't need to explain it, justify it, or dim it. The world will finally catch up to what you've always carried in silence. Chosen one, this isn't just a new chapter, it's a whole new book. The pages you're about to write will not resemble the ones that came before. The old storyline, where you were doubted, dismissed, and delayed, is being closed for good. On June 18th, the pen is handed to you, but this time you write with power, with clarity, with divine backing. You will feel the shift in subtle yet powerful ways. The thoughts in your mind will begin to align with truth more than fear. The people in your life will either support the rise or quietly fade away. The synchronicities will be undeniable. Numbers, signs, conversations, gut feelings, all confirming what your spirit already knows. You are walking into something sacred. This is what it feels like to be aligned with destiny. It's not chaotic. It's not confusing. It doesn't force, it flows. Suddenly, things begin to click. You understand why you had to wait. You understand why the heartbreak was necessary. You understand why isolation wasn't punishment, but protection. Everything begins to feel as if it was meant to be, because it was. June 18th is not about proving your worth. It's about stepping into it. There's no more negotiating with your potential. No more begging people to see your vision. You have outgrown the spaces that once confined you, and now your wings are too wide to fit in cages built by insecurity or fear. You are not the same. You cannot be. There's a clarity coming that no opinion can shake, a strength emerging that no loss can weaken, a vision awakening that no distraction can blur. The chosen ones are rising with fierce gentleness, with quiet power, with unshakable peace. You will not need to shout to be heard. Your presence will speak for you. Your energy will introduce you before your words ever do. Everything about you will begin to evolve. The way you speak, the way you walk into a room, the way you hold space for yourself and others. There's a royalty returning to your spirit. Not ego, but embodiment. You're beginning to live like you know who you are. And the universe is responding to that remembrance by opening doors that were once bolted shut. But don't be surprised when your rise challenges others. Light always makes the shadows uncomfortable. Some will misunderstand you. Some will walk away. Let them. Not everyone is assigned to your next level. Some were only part of the waiting room, not the breakthrough. June 18th doesn't just deliver destiny, it also delivers clarity about who's truly aligned. There will be a stripping away, but what remains will be golden, true, anchored. Those who are meant to go with you will recognize this moment too. They'll feel the frequency. They'll echo your inner transformation. They won't compete with your elevation. They'll celebrate it. Because chosen ones walk together, but they rise individually. Don't expect everyone to understand this moment. It wasn't marked for everyone. It was marked for you. The trials you endured were personal. The preparation was unique. The vision you carry cannot be mass-produced. It is rare, sacred, and now, ready. You're not just stepping into abundance. You're stepping into authority. The authority to speak and shift atmospheres, to walk into rooms and change the energy, to live boldly, love deeply, and lead powerfully. This is the rebirth of your voice, the reclaiming of your name, the emergence of your true self. What once intimidated you will now be beneath you. What once confused you will now be fuel for clarity. You won't be triggered by the same things. You won't chase the same validation. You won't settle for the same crumbs. June 18th upgrades your frequency, and everything in your life must now rise to meet it or fall away. The chosen ones are no longer waiting to be chosen. They're realizing they were marked before birth, chosen by divine hands, separated for sacred purposes. And now the purpose is activating. This isn't theory anymore. It's real. This is the moment you've dreamed about, wept over, fasted for, prayed through. This is your yes becoming reality. On this day, you will notice something break open in the spirit. Old heaviness will lift. A new clarity will descend. The fog will clear. You'll feel lighter, freer, not because your circumstances have suddenly changed, but because you have. You'll see with new eyes, hear with new discernment, respond with new peace. This is divine recalibration, a resurrection of your worth, a declaration of your arrival. You're not too late. You're right on time. You didn't miss your moment. You were simply being refined for it. June 18th is your reminder that divine timing doesn't operate on human clocks. It operates on soul readiness, and your soul is ready now. As the dawn of June 18th approaches, something inside you already knows this isn't just another sunrise. It's not just a new day. It's a divine declaration. You may not hear trumpets in the sky or see fireworks in the clouds, but there is something far more powerful taking place. Your spirit is awakening to its original assignment. You're not becoming someone new. You're becoming who you always were before life tried to convince you otherwise. Every detour, every heartbreak, every breakdown brought you closer to this unveiling. The divine never abandoned you. The silence you once feared was actually sacred preparation. And now, everything hidden is surfacing with purpose. This moment is about alignment. Not hustle, not striving, not performance. It's about resonance. You are finally vibrating at the frequency of your destiny. And when you reach that place, everything that belongs to you begins to gravitate toward you effortlessly. People, resources, ideas, breakthroughs. It all begins to locate you because you're no longer chasing. It's magnetized by your alignment. The chosen ones don't need to beg for what's already theirs. They just need to be still enough to receive it, still enough to recognize that what's coming doesn't look like what you've lost. It's greater, deeper, truer. You are not being restored to the old. You are being upgraded into the divine version of your life. And that's why June 18th is so sacred. It doesn't just bring blessings, it brings release. A release from the inner cages, the self-doubt, the guilt, the spiritual fatigue, the constant second-guessing. All of it starts to dissolve. You start seeing yourself through divine eyes. You stop narrating your story from pain, and you begin owning it from power. There's something electric about this timing, not because of external circumstances, but because of internal readiness. You finally know who you are. You finally stopped apologizing for your light. You finally understand that you're not too much. You were just planted in spaces too small to hold you. But now, those limits are breaking. Expect to feel a shift in how you speak, how you dream, how you move through space. You're no longer shrinking to fit environments that do not honor your presence. June 18th is about expansion. You will find yourself pulled toward people and places that reflect your growth, not your past. Some connections will fall off effortlessly. Don't resist it. When your frequency rises, anything not aligned must fade. That's not loss, it's liberation. You were never meant to carry everything with you. You were meant to evolve. And the chosen ones evolve without asking for permission. This is also a moment of divine memory. On this day, your soul will remember why it came here. Your gifts will become clearer, Your message will get louder. Your purpose will no longer hide behind excuses. The time for hesitation is over. The time for embodiment is now. And with that embodiment comes clarity, a sense of grounded knowing that you no longer need to prove anything. You've been chosen, not by popularity, not by performance, but by divine appointment. And that kind of selection is unshakable. No title can give it, and no opinion can take it away. June 18th is the crossing point, a spiritual Red Sea moment. What was once a wall becomes a walkway. What was once resistance becomes redirection. You will notice that things which used to block you now move aside for you. You've entered into flow, divine flow. Things unfold, not because you force them, but because they are aligned with your timing. Even the way you handle challenges will shift. You won't panic. You won't spiral. You won't revert to old patterns. Instead, you'll breathe. You'll center yourself. You'll remember who you are and who marked this day for your elevation. Because when you know you're chosen, you stop acting like you're cursed. This doesn't mean life becomes perfect, but it does become purposeful. You stop being a victim to circumstances and start being a vessel for divine power. Everything becomes intentional. Every conversation, every action, every decision. Because you're no longer living randomly. You're living prophetically. You'll begin to recognize that you're not waiting on timing. Timing has been waiting on you. And now that you're ready, nothing can hold back what has been predestined for your hands. June 18th confirms it. You are no longer in preparation. You are in manifestation. The power within you is no longer dormant. It's alive, active, visible, and it's attracting the people who need what you carry. Your words will hit differently. Your presence will carry weight. You'll walk into rooms and shift atmospheres, not because you're trying to, but because that's what the chosen ones do. Let this be the day you stop asking for permission to be powerful. Let this be the moment you stop negotiating your worth. There is no longer space for playing small. The divine has already said yes to your becoming. Now you must say yes to your rising. You'll find yourself walking away from things you used to tolerate, not out of bitterness, but out of clarity. You've tasted the vision. You've seen what's possible. And now anything less than alignment simply won't do. The world may not understand your sudden shift. That's okay. You weren't born to be understood. You were born to be felt. To move mountains with your presence, to unlock heaven with your obedience, to rewrite narratives with your light. The time of hiding is over. The season of delay is done. The age of becoming is here. June 18th is not the destination. It is the door. You've carried the weight of potential long enough. You've walked with dreams tucked inside your soul, whispering to yourself, in moments of solitude, there has to be more than this. And now, that whisper is being answered, not with noise, not with chaos, but with precision, with power, with timing so divine, it feels like the entire universe paused, just to deliver what was always meant for you. June 18th is not about receiving something external first. It's about internal coronation. You are being crowned within before you are seen without. And that's why it's permanent. No one can take what's been sealed inside you. You don't need a stage to be powerful. You don't need applause to be validated. You only need truth. And that truth has found you. This day is for those who have endured without recognition, who have healed without applause, who have built in silence, who have cried in secret. This moment is yours. And it's not just a reward, it's a responsibility. to now walk in your fullness, to now lead without hiding, to now embody without apology. You won't need to convince the world you've changed. Your energy will speak before you do. People will feel the shift. The same spaces that once overlooked you will now make space for you. The tables that once had no room for you will now pull out the chair, not because of who you became, but because you always were. This is reclamation, reclaiming your time, your voice, your vision, your future. June 18th is divine reimbursement for everything you gave while receiving nothing. Every no that wounded you is being rewritten as protection. Every not yet is becoming now. Every season that starved you is being replaced by a feast prepared with your name engraved on it. You are no longer wandering through cycles. You are being launched into seasons. You are no longer stuck in rehearsals. You are stepping into the performance. And you will do it not by force, but by flow. Not by trying harder, but by being truer. You're not earning it. You're embodying it. The shift may feel surreal at first, because when you've been in survival mode for so long, peace can feel foreign. Stability can feel suspicious. But give yourself permission to trust it. You deserve this calm. You've earned this alignment. You're not cursed. You're crowned. And that crown fits now. There will be evidence, real, tangible, visible shifts. Not because you performed better, but because the timing matured. Things will begin to fall into place like puzzle pieces, without struggle, without forcing, without chasing. That's how you'll know it's divine. You won't feel the same in your body. The tension will loosen. The heaviness will lift. You'll wake up with more clarity. You'll move with more grace. You'll stop explaining your value and start expressing your truth. You'll realize that you never needed to prove anything. The moment was just waiting for your frequency to catch up with your purpose. This is the frequency of faith, of confidence, of divine remembrance, of sacred knowing. You'll look back and see how it all added up, even the parts that nearly broke you. And suddenly, nothing feels wasted. Not the time, not the tears, not the pain. It was all an offering. And now, the harvest is here. June 18th doesn't only confirm that you're chosen, it confirms that you're sent, that your life isn't just meant to be lived. It's meant to impact, to echo, to awaken others. You carry codes. Your journey isn't random. It's a map for someone else. Your survival is someone else's permission. Your rise is someone else's activation. You are a walking answer, a living message, a divine disruption. Your presence reminds others what's possible, not by pretending to be perfect, but by being honest, raw, and divinely real. This new season isn't asking for your performance. It's asking for your permission. The universe already said yes. Now it's your turn. And in this new era, you don't chase what's already aligned. You attract what's energetically prepared. What left you wasn't rejection. It was realignment. What stayed wasn't comfort. It was confirmation. The version of you who doubted everything has been retired. The version of you who hesitated is being released. And what remains is a soul on fire. That fire is sacred. It won't burn you. It will build you. It will illuminate your path. It will melt the illusions. It will ignite the calling. That's what June 18th is. It's ignition. It's ignition of faith, power, destiny, truth, and unapologetic embodiment. You will never forget this day. Not because it's loud, but because it's precise. Everything changes now, not because you found something new, but because you finally remembered who you were. And you said yes. Say yes to the vision. Yes to the rise. Yes to the deeper you. Say yes to being seen. Say yes to being chosen. Not one day, not someday, but this day. This day is yours. The journey you've walked to get here wasn't easy. The nights were long, the weight was heavy, the tests were brutal. You almost gave up, more than once. But you didn't. And that decision, the choice to keep going, despite not knowing how, or when, or if, became your covenant with destiny. That faith is why the heavens marked this day. June 18th is not just about being chosen. It's about being trusted. Trusted to rise when others fell. Trusted to carry light when everything around you went dark. Trusted to protect your heart when bitterness came knocking. Trusted to heal without making noise. Trusted to rebuild even when the pieces felt shattered beyond repair. And you did. Maybe not perfectly, maybe not loudly, but you did. And now, the universe responds not to what you pretended to be, but to what you truly are. A soul forged in divine fire, tempered by truth, crowned in silence. The divine doesn't honor perfection. It honors persistence. It honors alignment. It honors integrity. And your life now carries the fragrance of all three. June 18th is not the beginning of your story. It's the revelation of it. Everything that was hidden is now being unveiled. The doors that once rejected you are now swinging open. The eyes that once ignored you are now locking in. The hands that once withheld are now extending blessings. And the power you once thought was distant is now rushing in to meet you. Do not be surprised if opportunities seem to come out of nowhere, if long-lost connections resurface, if prophetic dreams begin to increase, if old patterns feel unbearable. That's not a glitch, it's an upgrade. The old can no longer hold you. The container has broken. The limits have expired. The wilderness has served its purpose. Now the promise begins, but not as an illusion of ease, rather as a grounded divine truth that everything that is truly meant for you cannot miss you. Not anymore. Not in this alignment. Not in this moment. Not in this frequency. You have stepped into the rhythm of heaven's song, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can throw off the tempo now. This is where you take your throne. Quietly, authentically, powerfully. You're not fighting for it. You're not hustling for it. You're sitting in it, wearing it, owning it. Not with arrogance, but with awe, with reverence, with the understanding that you didn't just survive the storm, you became the calm after it. Everything you touch now carries intention. Every word you speak now carries vibration. Every move you make now carries spiritual backing. June 18th is the confirmation you've long awaited. But more than that, it's the launch pad you never saw coming. The people who once saw you as optional will now realize your presence was pivotal. The environments that tried to shrink you will now feel too small for your truth. The limitations that once bound you will now seem laughable, because when the chosen ones are activated, they don't return to normal, they redefine it. And you are redefining what it means to rise. You're not just rising in status, you're rising in spirit, in responsibility, in wisdom, in discernment. You are becoming the kind of person who doesn't just receive blessings, but multiplies them, protects them, honors them. You are stepping into legacy. The divine didn't mark June 18th to just give you a moment. It marked this day to give you momentum, the kind of momentum that builds mountains out of words, the kind that turns whispers into movement, the kind that turns presence into prophecy. So what now? Now you walk boldly. Now you take up space. Now you stop shrinking. Now you choose vision over fear, peace over noise, purpose over performance. Now you align your walk with your worth. Now you forgive yourself for ever doubting your greatness. Now You give thanks for what's here and what's still coming, because this is only the beginning. The story of your rise is still unfolding. The rooms you'll enter, the souls you'll reach, the miracles you'll witness. It's all part of the divine orchestration. And it begins now, not with a thunderclap, but with a deep, soul-level knowing that you are ready. You are ready to be seen. You are ready to be received. You are ready to lead. You are ready to shine. You are ready to love from overflow. You are ready to manifest from wholeness. You are ready to walk like the chosen one you've always been. So rise, stand tall, stand rooted, stand radiant. This is your time. This is your release. This is your reintroduction. The world may not recognize you yet, but the divine has. And that's all that matters. Because when God marks something, it cannot be erased. Not by doubt, not by delay, not by human resistance. It is final. It is settled. It is declared. Don't be surprised if people start asking, what changed? Don't be shocked when others start following your lead. Don't question the favor that now flows to you without resistance. That's what happens when you step into the day that was marked with your name on it. June 18th didn't elevate your value. It revealed it. It stripped away everything that tried to convince you otherwise. It called you back into your center. It reawakened your fire. And the ripple effects will go on and on. This is legacy energy. This is generational healing. This is ancestral promises being fulfilled through your footsteps. There will be moments of silence again, but they won't scare you. There will be delays again, but they won't break you. There will be lessons, but they won't confuse your calling. You now understand that even in the pause, there's power. Even in the waiting, there's wonder. Even in the detour, there's destiny. You are no longer the same person who needed the miracle to believe. You are now the one who becomes the miracle others witness. And through it all, you'll remember this day, this sacred interruption, this spiritual appointment. June 18th. Not a number on a calendar, but a shift in your soul, a signature of divine intention, a mirror that reflected back who you've always been underneath the scars, a breath of remembrance after seasons of forgetting. And now that you've remembered, don't ever return to forgetting. Never again shrink. Never again second guess. Never again wait for validation to be who you already are. Never again dull your voice for comfort. Never again trade authenticity for acceptance. Never again hold back your light to make others feel safe in their shadows. This is your light era, your vision era, your overflow era. Let June 18th be the line in the sand, the soul tattoo, the sacred milestone. Because now you rise with divine clarity, you walk with royal rhythm, you love with bold vulnerability, you lead with heaven's permission, and no one, not even your former self, can undo what has now been activated. Let this be the echo in your bones. I am chosen. I am aligned. I am ready. And this is my time.